All right. Looks like I'm live now. Cool. All right. Well, there's no one in here yet, so I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to start setting up the space a bit here. Just going to burn some sage a little bit while I'm waiting for people to come in. Get in a sort of meditative mindset, I guess, or just kind of recover and regroup from the day. Whew. So what we're going to do is we're going to meditate at first a little bit. It won't be a long meditation. My goal is basically to help people kind of gather together and group. I'm still going to wait a little bit to see how many people come in. If I get like 10 people, I'll probably just go ahead and start, but I'll probably wait till about 3 minutes. I'll just get started with the meditation. And then after the meditation, probably just go into a discussion type part of the video, and then do free readings at the end. So feel free to ask any questions now. I know there's one person in here, so if you have any questions for me now, you can start asking questions before we get into it. Just waiting a couple, like one more minute, and then we'll start the meditation. Haven't done live streams consistently, so I'm not expecting a bunch of people to come in. We'll start at 3 minutes, or at 3 minutes. Well, we're about at the 3 minute mark, so we'll go ahead and get started. So my goal today with the meditation is just to essentially regroup and get us kind of centered to some degree, and just more conscious of where we are right now. So just kind of get in a comfortable position wherever you are, um, and you can choose to leave your eyes open or closed, but just kind of get a sense of what happened today or what you're working on today, or get a sense of what kind of thoughts you're having, what kind of emotional state you feel in right now. Just kind of do a scan of your body and your emotions right now, just kind of get a sense of where you are. You might feel tired from work, you might feel rested, or you feel like you had a lazy day. Just notice. You don't need to judge yourself or anything like that. Just be aware of sort of how you feel. And so as you start to get that awareness and that sense of what you're feeling, go ahead and take a deep breath in and a breath out. Just allowing your awareness to kind of like sink into your body. You start to open up a little bit, maybe just calm down a little bit, feel more relaxed. Do another breath. And now we're just going to focus on the breath more. Just kind of allow the breath to go in and out. Just kind of sitting with that for a few breaths. worrying if thoughts come into our mind. It's okay. Just coming back to the breath. And now go ahead and reach your hands out in front of you. And you're going to kind of have your hands in front of each other. So you're going to feel kind of a little ball of energy inside your hands. You can feel, you see it kind of glowing in your hands there. You might feel kind of a tingling sensation, or you might just see it. You kind of feel that ball in there. It's very dense and full of light. And it's strong, but it's got good energy. It's starting to get bigger. It's super dense still, really, really high density of light in there. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Once it gets to kind of the size that you're looking for, maybe the size of a soccer ball, it's pure light. You're going to go ahead and drop it over your head. It's going to go all the way down your body. Your whole body fills with this light substance. Maybe you feel a wave of energy. You see your whole body sort of lit up, kind of yellow, orange color, or gold, or whatever color suits you. Your whole body is very vibrant, very light, both physically but also visually. And feeling your feet on the ground, feeling that connection to the earth with the vibrancy of the body, connecting with the vibrancy of the earth, which is a much deeper, lower vibration. Not that it's a lesser, but it's a very steady, just kind of grounded vibration. You feel that, connect with that. Feeling the earth, feeling the lightness in the body. One more breath there. And then remembering that you're in a room, slowly start to let go of the meditation, let go of the feeling. Feel your bottom on the seat, your feet on the floor. Hear the sounds around you. You slowly start to come back. Notice how you feel. Do the same kind of scan that you did before the meditation. Have a scan of how you feel. Do you feel different? Do you feel the same? Is your body light? Is it heavy? What are your emotions like? Do they feel more clear and crisp? Do they feel a little bit more um, unclear? And then as you come back, feel free to share sort of how you feel in the chat. And just kind of share how you feel. If not, we can just move forward with the video. If you guys like the meditation, if you guys have any questions at all for me, feel free to ask any questions. If not, I'll just kind of talk about some things and then start some readings. But I guess I just wanted to express my gratitude for the support and sort of the people that come on the channel to to comment and stuff like that. It means a lot to me when people share their stories with me and sort of share their experiences. It's nice. And it's nice for me to be able to share with you guys and to share um, in a way that's accessible for a lot of people through video. So I'm grateful for that. Um, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about right now, but if anybody wants a reading, I can give a reading, or if anybody has any questions for me, um, we can we can do that. Just let me know if you want cards. Get them out. I hope everybody's doing well with COVID and everything. I know some people probably don't have jobs, and I'm fortunate to have a job at Home Depot, and they actually just gave us a bonus or a raise. So I'm making $16 an hour now, which is really nice. It's helping me a lot. Um, so I'm super happy about that. So if anybody wants a reading, just let me know in the comments below. Not the comments, but the chat section if that's available. I hope you guys are able to chat with me. Um, looks like you guys are able to chat. But does anybody want? Okay, sure. Yeah, I can get a reading for you. All right. So Hassan wants a reading. I'll go ahead and pull 3 cards. And while I'm doing a reading, if anybody has any questions for me about the cards, about my channel, about me, feel free to go ahead. I don't have anything pre-planned to talk about, so. All right, so you got 3 cards. The first card is Trust in the Unknown, Father Sky. The other card is Magic Guardian, Unlock the Magic Within. And the third card is Broken Arrow, Embrace the Energy of Peace. So with these cards, I kind of get the sense that you've kind of been on a spiritual path for a while, and you kind of know that already. And so you're kind of in a place where you know these things already. You know that you have to trust in the unknown. You know that you have sort of gifts and abilities within you, and that's something that you're constantly working on, and that's kind of something you're developing on. I think you've trusted in the unknown for quite a while, actually. I think it's more recently that you're unlocking your gifts and like your understanding of what you're good at in this life. And so this is kind of a new thing. Is the magic part is sort of coming out now, and it's intriguing you. It's interesting, but it's also showing it's actually manifesting in your life now. Like you're actually seeing the benefits of some of the things that you're able to do, which is really cool. Um, and you're also making peace with some of the things, some of the pieces and parts from your past that maybe were damaging or made you have limiting beliefs in certain aspects of your life. So um, something that basically would normally hold you back because of something that you were perceiving or something you were viewing um, is actually been sort of released, and you're able to move forward without that limiting belief, knowing that what happened in the past is in the past, and you can sort of move forward with a more peaceful state of self, knowing that you are in control of how your perceptions and sort of what determines what puts you forward or what holds you back. So you're becoming more aware of like how you perceive yourself and how to move forward instead of getting held back by some of the limitations that were set sort of earlier in your life when you maybe didn't have the knowledge or the understanding of where those came from. So that's kind of the sense I get. I sense that. I mean, I don't know if like it seems like you're in a good place. It seems like there's probably some challenges you're dealing with right now because of COVID and um, maybe just life. But you're learning, you're growing, you're expanding, you're moving forward. That's what I see. So I hope that resonated. Let me know if that didn't resonate. If it did, you can let me know too. But that's what I'm sensing. So those, I'll put your cards up again so you can check them out. So the unlock, trust the unknown, unlock the magic within, and then the peace. Embrace the energy of peace. So that's your reading, Hassan. So did anybody else want a reading? Nobody else want a reading. I'll explain like why I do readings, because I think it may seem counterintuitive for me to do readings because of what I talk about on my channel about psychosis and stuff, because psychosis generally is viewed with okay, awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Hassan. Because psychosis is full of delusions. Your mind is delusional. Your perception of reality is delusional. And while there are some truths in there and some nuggets of understanding that are valid, a lot of it is um, not really valid. So it'd be kind of weird for me to actually do card readings, right? Because a lot of people view it as delusional. Um, but I just see it as a tool. I don't see it as something that is like um, me reading into anything that anybody else couldn't do. I think intuition and card reading is kind of like, um, knowing if somebody's angry or knowing if somebody is upset. It's like kind of listening and paying attention. And when I do the card reading, I get a sense of, I get kind of feelings in my body, or I get pictures in my mind of what may be going on. And so I just kind of follow that, just go on that. And sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. But it's something that I found to be helpful, and I found that it's helpful to other people. And card readings in the past have been helpful for me. So that's something that sort of helped me on my development, and that's why I do them. Um, and meditation obviously is pretty much a universal spiritual practice, so that's why I do that. Um, so that's kind of why I decided to do. I haven't done a ton of live streams, but that's kind of why I decided to go with meditation and card readings. But if anybody else wants a card reading, let me know. I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna stay till like 8 o'clock. I'm just gonna be on here doing card readings. So um, feel free to ask for one. That's what I'm here for, or ask any questions that you have about psychosis, about psychedelics, about mental health. Could be anything. Can talk about my experiences with anxiety, depression, psychosis, bipolar. Um, Cards are ready when you guys are. But I was expecting more people to want card readings. Or ask questions. What can I talk about? Um, well, I could talk about shamanism, I guess, and what I've been learning with Iggy. People keep coming in and out, so I want to keep reminding people that if you want a reading or if you have a question for me, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll just talk about stuff. Um, but shamanism, I've been studying with Iggy, who's a shaman. He was trained in the Peruvian lineage. His family's from Peru, and so that's something that I've sort of been studying a little bit with him. he hasn't taught me a ton about the plants. He doesn't really do plant medicine, but he works with plants. He does like he uses mullein and tobacco and some different things like that. So he's sort of spoken to me about that. He does a lot of drumming. Drumming is something that he's been doing recently, and he wants to um, actually make a CD with me, which will be cool. So we might have a CD coming out. Anybody that wants a reading, let me know while I'm talking, or has any questions for me, just let me know. Um, so I might be doing that sometime soon. He's in South Carolina right now, but a lot of what I've been learning about shamanism with Iggy is basically the connection with us to the world, that we're not just this one individual, that we're connected to other things, and the interconnectedness of all things helps us to understand ourselves, but also the world. So a lot of shamanism is connecting with other living things like trees or animals, both in this world and the spirit world, but they're kind of like phased together. So there's there's not like it, you can't really distinguish between this is physical and this is spiritual, because like they're they exist in duality with each other. There's basically a little bit of both in each. So the shaman, or um, a medicine man, will basically be the person who can acknowledge the spirit in all things, acknowledge um, the essence of existence of life within all things, even inanimate objects like a like that storage unit over there. That's something that's alive, that has a vibration and energy, that um, everything else does too. It just vibrates at a different rate, and it has its own blueprint or its own idea of what it is. Someone thought of that energy is manifested as something like that. So it's all created and it's been manifested in a way that is, um, I don't know, it's connected to the spirit world, because it was a thought, an idea that comes from spirit, comes from like the universe, and then it comes down and is brought into this world. So both its creation, but also the physical materials have energy in it. So that's kind of the shamanic way of kind of looking at things. And sort of the deeper you go and the deeper you connect with yourself, a lot of shamanism is understanding like the aspect of yourself, like understanding your emotions, understanding your feelings, and really understanding other people's um, feelings and perceptions. And so that comes back to the connectedness thing. So if we're not connected with ourselves and we're not connected to other people in our surroundings, then we're not really going to be able to have compassion. We're not going to be able to resolve conflicts, because it's going to be an us versus them. Whereas if we connect with them and understand and feel their energy and their pain, then you're going to be able to resolve that conflict. And I'm not saying that this is that I'm like good at this, or that like this is something that I excel in. It's something that I'm aware of, and something that I work on, but I'm not always perfect, and that's definitely an overstatement, um, because I mess up a lot, but well, it's not about messing up. It's about exploring and learning. So you have an experience that you have, um, and maybe it didn't go the way you wanted it to. So then you evaluate it and you try to figure out what happened. And so a lot of times people end up beating themselves up, and then the same pattern happens. They beat themselves up again, and that can be super detrimental cycle to get into. Having gentleness with oneself can be um, super, super helpful with self development. And that comes back to connecting with yourself and understanding what's going on. And that's why there's the meditation practice for most of spiritual traditions, because without understanding yourself, you can't really move out and do stuff. So anybody who's in the chat or in the group or whatever, feel free to let me know if you'd like a reading or if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions. Um, or do a reading for somebody. Just putting in the chat so people know, so I don't have to keep reminding. There we go. So, it's kind of cool being live. I've only done it one other time, and I've enjoyed it both times. Well, I'm enjoying it so far. So I know last time somebody asked me where I want to put the where I want to go with this channel. Um, so maybe someone's interested in that. I think what I want to do moving forward with this channel is just kind of be myself, like express myself and just do my thing. I don't necessarily have a vision for it. I just kind of get inspired to like make a video, and then I'll make a video. I think I want to get more loose with the structure of it, so I'm just gonna kind of not necessarily focus on one theme or another theme, because what I like talking about is spirituality, mental health, psychosis. Um, but I might start making videos about card readings and stuff like that too, because I'd like to be able to do more card readings for people. It's something I enjoy. But we'll see. Maybe some people will come in, and maybe some people won't. Who knows? So I see there's two people in the chat right now. Do either of you have any questions, or would you guys like a reading? Oh, it's just me and Hassan. I guess I count as person. Do you have any questions for me, Hassan? Or maybe I could do, if it's just you, I could do a full reading for you if you want, a full card spread to give you a bigger idea of where you're at. I'd be happy to do that since you're the only one here. Just let me know if that's something you want. Let's see. So anybody who wants a card reading, just let me know. There's not that many people here, so I can honestly do a full reading for you. Anybody who wants reading, just let me know. Be happy to do one for you. Because there's not that many people, I can do like basically a full card reading. Let's see. So I've got 3 people in here. So if anybody wants a card reading, I can do a um, full reading for you, or I can just do the 3 card reading. Um, or if you have any questions for me, let me know. Be happy to chat. Just kind of here to engage with you guys and just talk or just hang out. So, oops. So if you want a reading, just throw it in the chat and then I'll get started. How much time? So we got Cesar. How much time did you take medication and when did you stop if you did? So I had basically 2 times where I took medication. The first time I took medication was for my first psychosis. I started taking that immediately afterwards. So that was on November 5th, 2012. I think I went off the medication. I sort of tapered off with my doctors. It took like 2 to 3 years, I believe, to taper off. No, I think I tapered off within a year the first time. Um, and I was fine for like 4 years after that. But I started getting anxiety and depression. So I started using cannabis at that time. When I started using cannabis, it kind of led me to another psychosis. So then, so the second psychosis happened in, it was January of 2018. And since then, I've been on medication. Both times, I basically took zero point 0.5 milligrams of risperidone, and I've been on that for um, well, now 2 years, going on 3 years, and then risperidone on the first time was just one year basically. So I would probably be okay going off the risperidone, but I'm staying on it because I don't want to start getting some of those anxiety and depression things setting in. Um, yeah, feel free to ask a question, anybody. I'm just answering Cesar's question right now. Feel free to ask. Um, so yeah, that's basically my experience with the medication. I'm still currently on it right now, 0.5, which is a low dose, but it kind of keeps the edge off. So, hi, Alaya. Hi. Feel free to put any questions in the chat. Happy to answer. Did I gain weight? Sorry, I'm just reading the chat here. I did not gain weight. I lost weight with my psychosis, and then the I don't think I gained. I may have gained a little bit of weight the first time. The second time, I don't think I did because the recovery process was easier. But I did get depressed at some point. Usually when I was depressed, I started eating more. So then um, I essentially gained weight. So I gained weight when I was depressed the first time, gained weight when I was depressed the second time. But then it dropped off when I started to get better. Like I said, I wasn't on a high dose, so I didn't have to deal with a lot of the side effects that a lot of other people have, which I was grateful for. So Destiny said, "Is he going to reach out to me soon, or how is he feeling about us?" Is that for a reading question, Destiny? I can do a reading. Okay. All right. Let's pull some cards. If anybody else has any questions for me, feel free to just post in the chat. I'll get to them when I'm done with either a question or a reading. All right, we're going to do 3 cards. All right. So you got 3 cards. Oracle is the first card. Wait for important information. The second card is Eagle. See from a higher perspective. And then the Fire Guardian. Ignite your passions. All right. So these cards, basically, the Oracle. Wait for important information. Um, it seems like the relationship is not clear right now. It seems like there's kind of there's something going on that each person is trying to figure out where their lives are, what makes sense for them, what's in their highest good. So they're both kind of choosing and deciding what direction to go in. As far as the ego see from higher perspective, that's I think most likely you're probably really entrenched in this situation and you're feeling like a lot of emotions. I think what the eagle is saying is basically to pull back and kind of to look at the situation from a higher perspective, knowing that like yes, this may be emotional and this may be hard, but you're also an independent person and you're also you have your own feelings, your own life, your own situation, and so sort of taking that into perspective and knowing that you're going to be okay, even no matter what the situation is, like you're going to be fine. And then sort of grounding that in as the fire guardian with ignite your passions. And so that's essentially, finding things that bring you joy in your life right now, finding something that will help you with where you're at right now and make you feel better and make you feel like you have your independence and can accomplish something on your own without the tie to another person per se. I think that's kind of what the reading's saying. So just kind of sit it out for now. Just play it cool for now. Get a sense of what things are happening. Look at it from a different perspective, maybe from a higher perspective of understanding that things will move on, and then find things to do now. So let's see. All right. So did that resonate with you, Destiny? Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So Elias got a question. So basically, I had this dream. When I woke up in the dream next to my crush, it all felt very real. So I'm wondering what this dream is trying to tell me. I normally have very vivid dreams, but not like that, where I can smell, feel, and basically wake up somewhere else. Okay. So with dreams, I don't do a whole lot of dream work, but usually when I do work with dreams, I always ask the person how the dream made them feel. So um, I can't analyze your dream for you because it's your dream. So I can be a guide and sort of help you understand the dream for what it is for you. Um, because dreams are like symbols and it's basically like a subconscious coming through. So if you go into a deep meditation or if you go into kind of a state where you're more in tune with like your inner self, that stuff starts to come out in dreams. So most likely, you have maybe strong feelings about your crush, and it's something that you really want, possibly. And as far as it, um, indicating that it's going to happen or not, that I can't say. Um, I mean, if it's someone you care about and it's something that you want to pursue, then that you have to decide whether that's something that you're interested in actually pursuing or not. Um, but I would have to like work with you one on one to like understand what the dream is saying. But I guess I could do a card reading for that. Let's just do a card reading for it. Let's see what the cards have to say about the dream. Does that sound good? Alaya? Okay, cool. Can you get a psychotic episode from diluent for paint? I don't know. You'd have to ask a doctor about that. That's not something I'm familiar with. Okay. We'll do 2 cards, it seems. Alright, so shed old skin is the snake. I'm not sure how that connects in yet. We'll see. Direction guardian. Choose your path. Alright, so you may not like this, but this is the feeling I'm getting. I'm getting the sense that the crush that you have maybe, I don't know. This is what I'm feeling. If it doesn't resonate, you don't have to, hold on to it. But I get the sense that you may have a crush on a person who maybe doesn't have the best, um, not the best intentions, but it's not really going to be a helpful relationship for you. It's kind of like the vices are I don't know, the vices of the person are not going to help you. Like it's not going to be a productive relationship. And so I think some of the reasons why you might have the crush on that person um, is because of some of the stuff you haven't worked through in yourself, possibly. So you have to kind of choose which is the direction guardian. You kind of have to choose if that's something that you want to pursue, and you'll learn from it. You're going to learn from that experience if you decide to follow that crush, or choose a different path and start to look inward and try to figure out why you feel that way towards that person and what is it really that attracts you in that person. So whether that person is right for you or not, that's up to you for you to decide. But really making sure that you're making the choice to move forward with that person or not move forward with that person for the right reasons and not for the wrong reasons. So just making sure you're clear with that within yourself before you make a choice. That's the sense that I get. And if you don't like it, you don't have to jive with it. It's totally just my interpretation. So that's what I got. So I don't know if that resonated or not. It might not have because it wasn't positive. Okay, awesome. Yeah, of course. It's your choice, but just obviously it's your choice, but just pay attention to where those feelings are coming from. And the dream might have been a reminder for you to look at that stuff, because it's stuff that you might be projecting some of the stuff onto him, and so it's like your subconscious is like, hey, remember these things, pay attention to these. But that's just me, you know. Um, yeah. Does anybody else want any readings or have any questions for me? No, I'm still on Risperidone, Cesar. Yeah, I still take Risperidone. I actually have it right here. It's I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. There it is. Yeah, it's backwards on the camera, but 5 milligrams of risperidone. I still take that every day. So I'm just a little bit nervous to get off of it at this point. I think eventually I might later on in my life, but I'll probably stay on for a while with this risperidone. It's just not worth the risk. But I think psychosis was triggered by marijuana both times, cannabis. When the treatment is over, I mean, treatment for bipolar and psychosis is like I don't know when it ends. I mean, that's something you have to talk to a doctor about. I know that for some people, psychotic episodes can kind of um, wean out like as they get older, so it's not as common as they get older. Same with bipolar, it kind of phases out sometimes as people get older, but for a lot of people, it impacts them their whole life, I think. But that's something you'd have to talk to a doctor about as well. So I'm just not familiar. I don't know. It's probably a case by case basis, most likely. So, oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. It's not a fun experience. I mean, some parts of it are interesting and cool, but other most of it is pretty traumatic. Yeah, I'm glad that you were able. So you're not on medication now. Then you were able to get off of it, and you didn't relapse. If so, that's pretty cool. That's good. I hope you did it with your doctor because sometimes getting off the medication can be tricky. Some of them are your body develops a dependence on it. So maybe on for another 12 minutes or so. Don't want to stay on for too long. Let's see if there's anyone else in the chat here. Participants. Well, for whoever's here, I saw one person join. If you want a card reading, just let me know. I'm gonna go get my cat real quick. I'm not sure where he went. But yeah, feel free to message me in chat if you want a reading or if you have any questions for me. That's what I'm here for. Just wanted to make myself available for anybody who has questions. You wanted me to answer them directly. or give a card reading. Thanks, Luke. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Which ones did you like the most? That's fine. Yeah, but I'm glad you enjoy them. I really enjoy sharing, so it's cool that some people like them. You know, it's cool. It's fun. I'm glad that it's helping people. It's nice to hear feedback from people who, who have gone through similar experiences or just enjoy me sharing. Um, it's nice. So, but yeah, let me know if you have any questions, Luki. If you from some of my videos, if there was something that you wanted me to elaborate about, I'd be happy to share. I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I found a lot of people have found my channel through my psychosis videos. There's not really that many people who share their experience on the internet, and that's why I share mine because when I was going through my experience, I looked online and I was trying to find people who would share their experience so I could relate with it, but it was kind of hard to find people who would actually share, and none of them like necessarily resonated with me. So I felt like if I shared my story, then it might impact others in a way that I wished I had. So I'm glad that it's been helpful for some people. Um, it's pretty cool. So anybody joining right now, feel free to ask me any questions in the chat, or if you want a reading, just let me know. I've got my cards here. So I just kind of it's just kind of open forum, whatever you guys want, whatever you guys want to do, I'm down. Sometimes it takes a while for the chat to update. Oh, hey Shelby. Oh, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, yeah, I'm doing well. Things are good. Um, just kind of doing my thing and trying out live streaming. I think it's fun. So I hope you're doing well. Seems like you were doing well the last time I checked. So yeah. If you want a reading, let me know. I've got my cards here. I can give you a quick reading if you want, just for fun, or if you don't want to, that's fine too. Sports included. World is not the most fun thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll pass over soon. I mean, they have the vaccine coming out, but it depends on how many people take it. I'm glad you still have a job, though. I was super fortunate that I still have a job too. I started working at Home Depot, and um, it's an essential store, so it stays open. And I actually just gave everyone raises, so I'm making like 16 an hour, which is really nice. I feel like I can actually pay for my bills. But I'm glad to hear that you have a job. Um, that's awesome. I'm sure once COVID goes away, then things will probably look better for you. Most likely, career wise, you might be able to move into another position that you want or something. I don't know, but that's cool. Hi, Jessica. Feel free to ask me any questions if you want. I've got some cards here if you want to do a reading. Do I have a list here? No, there's no list. Okay, what would Augustine's true feelings for me if we reconnect down the line? He's someone from the past. I had a dream about him. I miss him. I'm Pisces. He's Gemini. Okay, we can do a card reading for that. Let's see what the cards say. All right. So first card is the Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. So we're talking about, let's see, true feelings to me for dream about it. Release the old and rest is the second card. Autumn. And then Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. So it seems like there's some healing that needs to be done, which is very general. Like each person does their own healing process, but it seems like there's some healing with each individual in their own process, but there's also some healing between you two as a relationship as well. There was something that wasn't quite lining up, and there's a reason that it kind of didn't work for a while, that it like kind of uprooted because it sounds like you're not really in communication with them. So something kind of happened where something wasn't working. So there's some healing there that needs to be done as far as that goes. Release the old and rest. So this indicates to me that like your perception of what the relationship would be moving forward if you guys met again would be different than it was when you originally were together, when you guys knew each other, because people change. Um, people are different when they grow up and when they move on in their life. So the person that you thought who he was before, he's not the same anymore. So you kind of have to let go of what was in the past and let go of that image of who he was in the past and who you were in the past, because you've also changed. You're also a different person. Um, so it's different, but there is hope. There is enjoy growth and reap rewards. There is a potential for growth there. There is a potential for reconnection and for rekindling. But it's going to be a new. It's going to be a new. It's going to be a new relationship. It's not going to be the same. There's going to be different components. There's going to be different issues, different things to work on than there was before, because he's a different person. You're a different person. But if you guys want to make it work, or you want to, I mean, it depends. There's lots of different kinds of relationships you can have. So I don't know what kind of relationships that will be. That's up to you guys. You guys have to decide what that is. But know that there is a potential for friendship, or whatever you decide to do. So just that's kind of the sense I feel. So the overall arching theme is there's healing involved between you two and individually. let go of the past. He's different, you're different, um, and just know that it's gonna possibly work if you decide to put work into it. So that's what I got from that. Hope it resonates. Hope that is helpful for you. Just let me know if that resonated or not. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I'll just be left unknowing for forever. But my favorite book, I don't know if I have a favorite book. I have a book that I'm reading right now that I really enjoy. I haven't finished it. I kind of have phases where I like read different books at different times, and I feel called to read a book versus another book, and then I just they find their way to me. I'll go ahead and get the book that I'm reading right now. That could have been bad. So this book is by Pema Chödrön. It's she's a Buddhist monk. She's a Westerner. She started as a Westerner, but turned to the path of Buddhism later in her life. Start Where You Are is what it's called, and it's a focus on meditation and focusing on gentleness with the self and gratefulness practice. I really enjoyed that book. I'm slowly making my way through it. I kind of read books slowly because I try to soak them in. Like I take like one chapter at a time and absorb the lesson. So that's what I'm reading right now. As far as a favorite book, I really liked the Bhagavad Gita when I was in high school. Um, that was something I really enjoyed. And then I don't know. I mean, there's other books too that are good, but I can't think of them off the top of my head too right now. But that's what I'm reading right now. There's another book that I read. Hi Tarek. Feel free to ask any questions if you want. Have you ever tried shadow work? Um, it depends what you mean by shadow work, but I mean I feel like I work with that a lot. I guess every day. Um, I think the shadows always make themselves apparent in our daily lives, and so like any kind of working on oneself is shadow work. But if you had like a specific practice in mind, let me know. I'm gonna grab another book to show what book I read. Read the Tao Te Ching too, which was really good. You said something about being soft with the self. Yeah, so yeah. So I focus a lot on gentleness with the self. That's kind of where I am in my development. So this is the other book I read, Cesar, that I've recently that I really liked. The Dancing the Dream. It's by Jamie Sams. She's a Native American. So it's a Native American approach to spirituality. Yeah, being gentle with the self. I think it's like one of the most important things in spirituality, like the spiritual path, because if we're hard on ourselves and we're really aggressive towards ourselves, we can't really be gentle towards others. And we can't really address the issues within us. We can't address the darkness within us because if we're confronting the darkness with darkness or like anger with anger, it's going to escalate. So you really have to approach some of the deeper and darker parts of yourself with a lot of gentleness and a lot of love, which is difficult because it's not something that is necessarily taught to us unless we had really good mentors growing up. But most of the time, we don't have good mentors. So that's something that we have to learn on our own to be gentle with ourselves. So the shadow work is kind of, I don't see it as something that is doing a bunch at once unless you're doing like plant medicine, which is completely different. That's sort of a deep dive into yourself, and that for sure is shadow work. But you got to make sure you have a really good guide for that, and you know what you're doing. Um, I definitely don't recommend doing plant medicine. That's up to you. I mean, it's not a bad thing per se, but you have to know what you're doing. You have to be careful. Um, but shadow work on a daily basis, yeah. I mean, that's every day. So meditation, gentleness with self, stuff like that. Eckhart Tolle. I liked Eckhart Tolle. The problem is like I found it to be it's very simple. It's simple. I think all like a lot of spiritual teachers are great. It just kind of depends on what resonates for you. Like whatever is helpful for you. I found Eckhart Tolle really helpful in the phase when I read Eckhart Tolle, which was like in high school era. Um, and you know I thought it was great. You know, it's focused on the present moment, but um, right now I'm kind of looking for more practical, like more specific things that'll help me. So like this book is specifically talking about a specific meditation practice that is helpful for achieving certain things, and so that's kind of where I'm at right now. Eckhart Tolle is like a great kind of initial book to get you to understand um, like being present and sort of the awakening slash enlightenment stuff that he speaks about. But I think that you know you have to find a teacher that makes sense for you or that resonates with you, because everybody's gonna have a different way of viewing things, and so one person's gonna enlighten you in some way, and another person's gonna give you insights in another way. So I think pulling from a lot of different sources is gonna get you maybe closer to what you're looking for than just reading one author. Okay, awesome, Tarek. I'm glad to hear that. Yep, there's no list. You can get a free reading. So we can go for it right now. Hearts Love, Joe. And if anybody else want a reading, just let me know. I've got my cards here. I'm just kind of answering questions and reading cards as people come. So this reading is for Hearts Love, Joe. Is there any Okay, cool. Got a bunch of readings. So we'll go with Hearts Love first, and then we'll go with Shelby for your question, and then we'll go with Rabbit. So Hearts Love, do you have any questions about anything in particular, or do you just want kind of a general idea of where you're at? Okay, sure, we can do that. We've had a lot of relationship things tonight. Well, we'll do those. Let's see what they have to say. So first card, wait for important information. That's the second time this card has come up tonight in that position. Spring, see your seeds grow. Okay. And then High Priest, intend and create. Okay, so with this reading, this is for Heart's Love. Um, waiting for important information. I think at this time it's hard to tell what's going to happen with the relationship. Um, let's see, want to reach out to me, or just those feelings of me. So most likely, um, the other person is trying to figure out what's going on with themselves, within themselves, what they're feeling, and so it'll be clear to you at some point, most likely, like if you need to make a move, if you need to say something, if you need to sort of ask a question. But at this point, I think it's kind of important just to wait and see how things go, just not only for him, but also for you. But it seems like it's more like he, well, I don't know if it's he, but the other person is more the one that went away. So like you're kind of wondering like, are they coming back? They're still trying to figure that out, I think. So I think what the cards are saying is more with the spring, see your seeds grow. I think it's more like investing in a future that possibly allows for the potential for that person to come back in, um, but not necessarily banking on it. So see your seeds grow, like kind of allowing yourself to flourish and allowing yourself to grow and to expand, without necessarily like hindering yourself, which I don't think you will. I think you're honestly just curious if they're going to come back or not. Um, and then intend and create, basically like just do your thing, which these two things you know already. You've got those down. Um, you're you create, like you make things happen. Like that's not an issue for you. So basically, just do your thing. Just wait. Be patient. Um, there's a lot of unknowns right now. He's got to figure out. He or she has to figure out what they're gonna do. That's the best I got. Yeah. I don't know if he will or not. It could be something that ends up coming down later down the road. We'll see. But that's what I got for you. So hopefully that resonates. All right, next person is Shelby, and then we have Rabbit, and then we have Jakari. Hello, can I be on the list for a question? Yes. Feel free to ask the question if you want. Okay. Just want to know. Showing feeling valued, long hours, minimal pay advice. Okay. Shelby's next. Okay. So, shed your old skin is the first card. This is for Shelby. Sun. Enjoy success and happiness. Shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. So, I get the sense that you might be kind of limiting yourself in some ways. I think you're probably scared of being jobless or being um, in a place where you aren't able to support yourself, which is a very valid fear. But I think it's also maybe preventing you from getting to the place that you're looking for. So you might need to take a little bit of a risk and let go of some of those fears that maybe have been that you've kind of absorbed from society, that like this is something you can do, this is something you can't do. And so it's time to let go of some of those older belief systems and older thought patterns that are preventing you from sort of moving into something that you want. And I'm not saying it that you should just like quit your job or leave something that you have right now, or it could be something that is right in front of your face that maybe you're too afraid to reach out to or ask for, but it's there. So just kind of letting go of things that are holding you back, because you're very competent. You have a lot of potential, and to be able to see that in yourself and recognize that in yourself, I think is one of your biggest challenges, most likely. So make sure that you give yourself value that you have, because you do have a lot of value. And I see you succeeding. I see you having success. You have a big light within you that is very strong, and if you just allow that to shine, you're gonna succeed. People are gonna want to work with you because you're good, you're competent, you know what you're doing, and again, you just got to let that light shine, and then transform and unveil your gifts. Just let it shine. And all three cards are just like, let it burst loose. Be yourself, be you. You're a very powerful person, like in a very genuine, authentic way. And so, if you allow that to come through, and you allow yourself to let yourself feel that and let yourself see that, and show that to other people, you're going to be amazed at the opportunities and what kind of life you can sort of create for yourself. So that's the feeling I get. It's, yeah, pretty much. You're awesome. So that's Shelby. So next person is, I hope that resonated, Shelby. Next person's Rabbit. So for me, I just feel stuck in route career-wise, a lot of financial stress, general issues of loneliness. All right, Rabbit. Hi. I mean, you can come in, but I'm doing readings. Yeah. Huh? Okay. All right. All right, Rabbit. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Shelby. Yeah. I would love to hear how things go for you. I think you're gonna do amazing things. For me, I feel stuck in it. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. So, Rabbit. All right, Druid, hold the space. That's the first card. Second card is Moon. Take note of intuitive messages. Lord, take charge with authority. Okay. Let me read the question again. For me, stuck in a rut career-wise, lots of financial stress, and general issues of loneliness. Okay. So yeah, holding the space. So there's you're dealing with some uncomfortable situations right now, and part of the process of where you're at right now is just being able to hold the space. So be able to kind of just buckle down and be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. This is the plan. This is what we need to do in order to survive this little place that I'm in right now. While you're doing that, it's important to take note of intuitive messages. So it's important to pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to what doesn't feel right in your life and what does feel right in your life. So there's going to be little discrepancies that you'll feel. Some things, just because it doesn't feel comfortable in your life doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that it exists. There's going to be things that in your life that are not like positive or not helping you. So you have to find what those are and evaluate those based off of your intuition. So you'll have to feel that out. And that's going to take kind of a little bit of perception and understanding. But I do sense that there's definitely like pressure on you, but you're going to find some wiggle room within that. And you're going to find like a little bit more space. It's kind of like if you were in a really tight space, but if you put yourself in a weird position that makes the space feel tighter, that's kind of like where you're at right now with the intuitive messages. If you pay attention to those, you'll start to notice where there's pressure here, where there's pressure over here, and you can move to where you're not pushing up against those points anymore. So you have more freedom. You don't have as many stress points on you. You feel more free. So you can start to do that. You might notice some more space in your life. At that point, once you evaluate those changes, when you evaluate those places where you feel like you can actually do something and wiggle a little bit more, you can actually choose to make choices. You can take charge with authority. So that's where you'll be able to be like, all right, I've noticed a trend here. This is something that's not helpful. I'm going to get rid of this, or I'm going to move forward. Without this or with this, you have to make a choice. It kind of depends on what kind of change you're making, but knowing where to act is one of the most important things. So as you start to do that, I think you're going to create more space and more space in your life. So first of all is like hold your space right now, find the wiggle room, find the spaciousness within that tight space, find where it's more comfortable and where you can wiggle more, and then move forward from that point, and make more openings and sort of open up your life in that way. So that's kind of what I'm feeling with that, Rabbit. So definitely I can feel that life is not easy for you right now. But just know that there are answers and there are possibilities. You just have to really get a sense of your intuition and really feel what's right and what's wrong and why those are there. Okay, awesome. I'm glad that resonated. Yeah, and if anybody wants like a full reading, yeah, of course. If anybody wants a full reading, I have my website where I have my services listed. I do coaching, card readings, and energy work and peer support. So if any of you want to do something like that, just reach out to me directly on Instagram or email. All right, so who's next? Jakira the Future. Do you see me being a rich professional boxer? I'm Leo, just subscribed and liked. Okay, well, thanks for the subscription and like. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. So I will read for you. Let's see what the cards say. Trust in your talents in changing times. So that's the first card. Spirit Fox. See from a higher perspective. Eagle. Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. All right. So the first card is trust in your talents in changing times. So trust that you do have abilities. Trust that you do have gifts and things that you can do in this life that others can't, or that you do in your unique way, and that you can offer something to the world. So you do have those. But the cards are also saying see from a higher perspective. So um, will you be a professional boxer? It's possible that you could be a professional boxer, but kind of look at it from a higher perspective and see if that makes sense for your life. See if that is resonant for you. See if that is sort of on your life path or not. It could be, but maybe something else is there and is present that would please you more, make you more happy than being a rich boxer. But because you're focused so much on one thing, you may not be able to see that because you're kind of focused on something else. So make sure to keep your eyes open and see things from a higher perspective, so you're able to maybe find something that will make you happier, and maybe that is your path. And then the other thing, the last card is Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. So I get the sense that you may want that job because you'll get recognition, you'll get confirmation, you'll get validation from being a rich professional boxer. Um, and so the cards are just reminding you that um, to love yourself, and to respect yourself, and just know that having recognition and validation from others isn't necessarily going to make you happy per se. Um, Feeling loved by yourself and feeling genuinely loved by others is going to more impact you in that way in your life. So the cards are saying that yes, you do have gifts. Yes, you do have abilities. Keep sort of a higher perspective, so you're not just like focusing on one thing, but also remember to take care of yourself and make sure to remember that you have beauty within you, and you don't necessarily need to achieve one specific thing in order to feel that, or to be happy in that way. So that's kind of the reading I get. So you could become a professional boxer, super rich. That's up to you. If you decide you want to start boxing, or if you already are boxing, and you're very successful and you want to keep going with that, then it's possible that that's what you do. But it's also possible that there's other things out there that are going to be more resonant for your path, that are more going to make you more happy, and you're going to feel like you're contributing more in the world. So okay, awesome. Yeah, man. If you're up for it, go for it. It's your path, and just do your thing, whatever feels right for you, man, or lady. I don't know. Try not to judge. I can't tell if people are a man or woman on here. So, all right. Well, if anybody, I don't know if anybody else wants a reading or has any questions, I'll probably wrap it up here in the next 5 minutes or so. Don't want to be on here forever. Most sleepless night. I had 3 a.m. Can I pull a card for me for courage to get over my current life challenges? Thank you. Love your channel. Okay, awesome. Yeah. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but it's Paivi. Thank you. Hope I pronounced that right. I'll go ahead and do. You'll be the last reading for the night. Looks like my cat's here. Hi. Hi. You want to help with the reading, the buddy? Huh? You want to help? Come on. Come here, buddy. Up. Last reading. All right, you good boy. Yeah, you good boy. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry I pronounced your name wrong. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Oliver's adorable. He's a little. He can be a butthead sometimes, but he's super cute. Okay, Tarek, I'll get to your question in a second here. Let me do this card reading first. Hello, buddy. Good boy. You gonna help with the reading, buddy? Good boy. Good boy. All right, your first card is see your seeds grow. First card. Second card is Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. And third card, stand your ground. Okay, so from what I get, the sense I get from your reading here is your development and your path is going to grow over time. So it's not going to be apparent all of a sudden. So you're kind of developing your foundation, you're developing your platform, and you're kind of working up from that. And so it might take a little bit of time for your career path, well, not your career path, but for everything to kind of unfold in its own way. And so it's important to be patient with that. Just wherever you are, make sure that your whatever job you're doing, it's actually contributing to skills and to and basically developing towards where you want to go in your career. So make sure you're focusing on that, and you have that sort of. So, buddy, I'm trying to do a reading. You have that going in that direction that you want to. The second one is Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. So as you start to grow and as your foundation starts to get bigger over time, and you have a direction, you're going to be able to make very precise maneuvers or very like career changes or like moving from like one position to another like tactfully. So you have to do that in a graceful way. Um, I don't think it's going to be something you really have to look out for. I think it's something that'll happen naturally, and you'll naturally kind of like fall into that. Like you'll know kind of what makes sense to go next. So just be open to that, I guess. And then also stand your ground, mountains, stand your ground. So you have to be very clear with kind of what you want and what you don't want, because if you're not clear, nothing will happen, nothing will change. And so you have to be clear with how much you want to work, with what you want to do, but know that you also have to bend a little bit in order to make those seeds grow. Sometimes you have to get a little bit uncomfortable sometimes to move forward. I've experienced that in my own life. I think everybody has experienced that. So just know when to say yes, know when to say no, and know when a potential opportunity is the right opportunity. So that's kind of what um, that's kind of what the reading is, I guess. I hope that resonated for you. Okay, so Tarek, I should be able to get your question real quick. I have a couple Listen, psychosis. Is it normal to always have hypersensitive? But with the psychosis, it's a little weird. It's been we could, Tarek, we could talk one on one about that if you want. We can, if you reach out to me. Okay, I'm glad that resonated with you. Just know there'll be opportunities coming, like in the future. So just keep your eye out for that because you're developing your foundation right now. Tarek, that would be something we'd have to talk like one on one because that's kind of a specific question, and I'd have to hear more of your story and stuff. So you can reach out to me on Instagram, and we can schedule a session where we can talk, or you can just chat with me over Instagram. So my Instagram is in the description on any of my videos or on YouTube. So all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. If anybody wants to work with me in readings or whatever, or one-on-one session, peer support, just let me know. You can just look at my website or reach out to me on Instagram. If you have any request videos, you can send those to me. Like if it's something you want me to talk about, you can send those to me as well on Instagram or whatever. And that's it for now. So I thank you guys for tuning in and making it a fun night for me too. So I appreciate you coming on. And I guess I'll see you guys in future videos. So bye for now, guys.